My father has not always been a prankster, but the earliest prank I can remember him pulling is he used to call himself pesculo, which is half fish, half. And when he would be in the beach, he would like jump up from the water and reveal. That is not a prank necessarily, but pesculo is famous in our household.
I was floating on the ocean with my rear end up and nothing to cover it, so they call me pesculo.
My father, for some reason, would also answer the phone. These are not pranks. They're just my father being insane and strange. He would answer the phone in our home, even if it wasn't ringing, start talking to whoever it wasn't on the line, and then would drop his pants and moon us.
They love it. They love every second of it.
The first time I met Poppy was when I was substitute hosting on Highly Questionable one of those days. Poppy and I have had the same conversation for now a half dozen years. I say to him, "Hola, Papi." He says, "Pablo, ¿cómo está?" And I say, "Papi, bien, bien, ¿y tú?" And he says, "Bien, bien." And then we just trail off for a while. I'm still not quite sure he understands that I'm not Hispanic, but I also haven't corrected him.
Wait, Pablo is not Hispanic?
Poppy is a bully. People need to know that.
You identify with nerds?
Yes.
I mean, I guess.
Yes, he went to Harvard. All right, high five.
Oh,
you're a
nerd. No.
He called me a nerd on television. I've been working my whole life to not be known as a nerd on television. I'm on television to not be a nerd.
He's a nerd. Are you kidding me?
And instead, what happens? I show up, I do his television show, and he stuffs me into a locker.
I miss you, Bomani. I don't miss you, Pablo. You're still a nerd.
I think he feels bad, Poppy does, about getting a lot of people. I think he is genuinely happy making Pablo look bad.
Hey, Pablo, happy birthday to you, but you're still a nerd.
I always wanted to make the Harvard graduates look foolish on TV.
Let's be honest, if you were pulling this kind of trick and we lined a whole bunch of people up on the wall, how long would it be before you looked at Pablo and was like, yeah, he'll fall for this?
We should actually probably be ranting at Pablo for being so completely unaware of anything other than the next brilliant point he wants to make, that he's not ready to combat the tricks of a 76-year-old man.
I've carried this around for a long time. I think I emboldened him.
Looking at the expression in his face, that was great.
I want people to know this about how I became Poppy's first victim. I had no way of knowing. There were no news reports. There was no tape to study. This was not a thing. I was humiliated, and I was positive that this would be on me forever. Who would be so stupid? With warning.
Yeah. No way, you nerd. No way.
I didn't get a warning. Everyone else got a warning.
Let's go. Give me five.
You're the stupid people. I'm not the stupid people. You're the stupid people.
It's for you, Pablo.
Oh, really?
Oh! I got it. Yes!
This is not, any ordinary 76-year-old. This is the Michael Jordan of 76-year-old.
I would say Poppy's singular focus of getting people with the handshake is very much like Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I think he embodies all of the great things about Michael Jordan. Also, some of the negative things, the fierce competitiveness, the disregard at times for his teammates' mental health, winning at all costs. Yeah, I think that actually makes a lot of sense.
Michael Jordan and I both have the same bookie, Juanito.
Where he is not the Michael Jordan of 76-year-olds is his actual selection of shoes that he buys at the grocery store.
Poppy is a one-trick pony. He's got the handshake move, and that's it. What else can Poppy do? He gives the handshake move, he messes up your name. That's about it.
I don't care if he's insulting me, praising me, calling me a rookie, a KG vet, a Hall of Famer. As long as Poppy's saying your name, it means one thing and one thing only. You are relevant. The second he stops saying your name, you're out of the game.
My father has been a diva since the first time he sat in front of the cameras. When we started this show, I was nervous. He was not. He came right in and just assumed that everyone was there for him and for his pleasure and to help him.
I think it was somewhere along the way he got to be more diabolical about it. I'm not sure like when the moment came. I mean, I know he got me one time because, I thought we were on the up and up. I thought we were better than that. I didn't realize he had so much deceit.
It's good to have you back.
Oh.
I got you again.
What you mean again? You never got me the first time. They know again. Let's be clear about that. So I needed to let him know some of us lie too, right? So I just looked at him. I was lying the whole way. I was like, yeah, he thinks I'm about to shake his hand. No, I ain't about to shake nothing.
The only thing in my father's life that has changed is the number of people who think it's clever to get him on the handshake as he's being polite with people and extending his hand to them. When they stick it out, they now move it back.
Fans of the show, they came to me, down at the Clevelander, at the lounge, or even at the Heat game, and they say, good show, nice seeing you, and they extended their hand, and then I go for the shake, and they pull it back.
The good thing about it is that now everyone's doing that because we're in the middle of a pandemic.
I didn't think anyone else would fall for his signature move.
Everybody else that has gotten and was embarrassed by it should publicly blame Pablo.
Honestly, if he hadn't been so easily gotten, Papi might have given up this whole shtick a long time ago.
Insofar as my pain was an inspiration for other people's pain, yeah. I think, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The way he does it is hilarious, and the hand by the head, it's just perfect comedic timing, and to watch him do it is great. I never would have thought that would be his thing.
The game has been not about shaking hands for the last 2 years. Since I've gotten to ESPN, he decided to expand the game to something else. Although I will say, I do think the first time I got was shaking hands.
So, Bobby, who's that? Who's that?
Katie Nolan.
Katie Nolan. Never heard of her. Katie, what do you like on the show today?
Just happy to be here, Dan.
All right. Oh, my God. Cliches. That's where we're starting. Dale, Papi.
Oh, by the way, Katie, it's nice having you here first on ESPN.
No, Katie, no.
I got it. She's a rookie.
But I have one thing I'd like to say that the people at home don't know, and the producers who are filming this right now will likely edit out, but I must speak my truth anyway. What people don't understand is when you film Highly Questionable or Highly Quarantined, you enter into a space before the filming starts. There is a moment where you're sitting down, you have a producer in your ear, a director saying move closer to Papi, move further away. Does everybody have everything they need? There's a lot happening. You're preparing, you're going over what you're planning on saying about each topic that's been given to you. And in that moment, they're rolling. And you have to remember that. But you'll forget because you're focused on, doing your job to the best of your abilities. That moment you let your guard down is when you get got. I think people at home think you sit down, it's time to film the show, and in that moment, you get got. That's not what happens. It's in the before and in the after, most times. I've seen a lot of people say, how did you not see that coming? Because we didn't start yet. We hadn't started.
Papi's ability to sort of put people at ease while simultaneously reminding them with almost every word and action that he's very old and should be treated with kid gloves lets people sort of relax too much. And you're so confused with the role that he is playing that eventually you just become numb to it. And that's when he gets you.
Great show, Sarah.
Anyway, I do not accept weakness. It's not a part of who I am. And so the only way for me to move forward and not be forever plagued by those brief moments of weakness is to forget about them entirely.
You just think you're just one of the most naive people on the planet because it's his only thing.
Good show, EC.
Hey, thanks.
I got it. The rookie. I always get him.
It was the absolute simplest of just gestures where he just reached out, and I remember just halfway through the reaching over saying, oh no, what have I done? And I think you could see it in my face because it might have looked like I sort of recognized it right as I put my hand out, as I was about to put my hand out, and he pulled back, and I just said, what did I do?
If we had a union, we'd have separate unions. One for the people who get got routinely, and a separate union for me. the one who dominates Poppy on a regular basis.
Nice job. That's twice in one day.
I obviously touched his hand. There was contact. It's not a get if there's contact. And I'm too quick for Poppy. You saw what happened. You can respect Poppy because he participated and he got you. Dan didn't do anything. He just sat there and pulled a string. Like, you don't get to celebrate.
The cannon is my least favorite. The chickens, just to give away a little of the TV magic, you see them hanging the whole time, so you're sort of ready for them. The cannon comes out of nowhere, makes a loud noise. It's very scary. I scare easily. I don't think there's been a time where I don't jump when he shoots off the cannon, especially if you're trying to, challenge, if you want to throw your challenge flag and be like, I don't think I got, boom, the cannon's going off. Everyone's already celebrating. You feel stupid trying to go to VAR, but I have done it.
Every time Dan gets up and celebrates someone else's accomplishment, it's bullying, quite frankly. It's what it is. He is that kid in the lunchroom who's not actually the kid pulling off the prank, but the friend of a popular kid who tries to glom on to the popular kid, even though he didn't do anything.
Sometimes he's a role player, sometimes he's a star player, but we're a team, we work together. Come on, give him some credit to the guy. He deserves it. He's a closer, really.
It's like the cherry on top. Poppy gets me with a handshake. I'm already a little bit upset while I'm on her because it's Poppy. And then it's Dan with machine guns and fireworks and just celebrating my misery.
I mean, it's just classic Dan. What does Dan do? He coasts on the labor of his family, honestly.
I coast off the labor of my family. I can't even dispute that there was a time there where there were chickens falling from the roof like old vaudeville. That was my brother's idea, not mine. The confetti poppers were my brother's idea. I don't know that I can even deny this. I believe that the entire construct of what it is we're talking about right now, the only thing that I've contributed to it is doing the popper poorly because I don't handle that thing very well.
Dan is celebrating other people not receiving physical affection from Poppy, as Poppy has not voluntarily touched him since the 1980s.
That is Dan. Dan is someone who will shoot confetti into the air because someone else did something good and then claim that he was the person responsible for the goodness that was done.
Great job, buddy.
Oh, thanks.
No!
I don't remember that. I would never do that. Why would I celebrate someone else falling victim to what befell me? I would never do that. Not here to talk about the past.
Dan's no business celebrating any of this. A, wasn't his idea. B, he didn't do anything. What it is, it's Bill Wennington celebrating titles that Michael Jordan won.
As I recall, he's done this to people who you shouldn't be doing it to, like people that are feared, people that might not be in that moment willing to make fun of themselves.
Give me 5. Ah! Thank you. Oh!
Oh, no.
I almost got the rookie.
Oh,
no! I got it. Here, buddy. Give me 5. Ah, I got it. Give me a big catch. Ah, I got it. Ah, I got him. He's a rookie. Yeah. Oh, it's a rookie. It's a rookie.
You feel no.
He's a rookie. Give me 5 there. Ah, I got it. He's a rookie. Hell of a segment.
Some of the celebrities that I've sat next to, it's interesting because some of them are just too easy. Clyde Drexler. I mean, that guy is the nicest human being on the planet, and he will do it again next time, and gladly, and believe he's going to actually get his hand shaken that time. I think the most memorable celebrity situation for me was Ice Cube, and this is hard for me to admit, but I might not have been the best team player that day in terms of highly questionable, just because Ice Cube was a childhood favorite of mine. I might have reminded him before the taping that Poppy tends to try to get somebody.
Nice show, Ice. Bye, Felicia.
I felt like I was part of making television magic behind the scenes while selling out my own teammates. I don't know if I want you guys to air that or not.
I'm going to set up the score with DC. You know, once you double cross me, you are marked for life. That's it, buddy. I'm coming after you. War has been declared on EC.
If he says I'm a traitor, I mean, I'll just do whatever I can to make him feel better about it, or to, you know, get in his good graces again.
He's a snitch. And you know what happened to snitches, right? The snitches, they get stitches.
Poppy is a man who doesn't care what the world thinks. He just wants to laugh as it burns.
Anybody that says anything derogatory about me, you know, got their work cut out. Whether it's Pablo, whether it's EC, whether it's, well, maybe not Mina, because she has suffered a lot.
That person over there, she used to play nose tackle for the Green Bay Packers for 3 years in the 90s. You didn't know that. She's Mina Khan.
Did I go to college and work my way up as an investigative journalist and come to ESPN and study hard for my brand to be consistently being fooled by an old man? Appears that I did. You know, the scoreboard speaks for itself, I guess. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 15 times, apparently. Shame on me. So the first time I did Highly Questionable, Dan actually wasn't there. I was doing it with Clinton Yates, and I was so flustered and nervous. Even though I had heard about the handshake thing, it was not at all kind of top of mind for me.
He's very nice, and nice people, they have a tendency to forget things once in a while.
I thought he was just like a very sweet, gentle, kind, loving, elderly man. I was wrong.
Too smooth. Come on. Don't try that. No. Wait for it. What are we doing? I got the rookie.
Can't say I'm ever angry with him. And I think, by the way, that's probably why I continue to get fooled. The time that he pretended like he was hurt and I rushed over to help him up and he used that to trick me, that I was a little bit upset about that.
Mira, you want to give me a hand here for a second?
Oh, sure. What'd you drop?
No, Mina! Mina! He tricked you with an old person thing! That counted, Mina!
Did not count!
That counts, Mina! You lose! Goodbye to Mina!
I think that might have been the worst time. It's hard to choose.
It's very difficult to tell a grown old man, adorable old man to his face, that you're not going to help him with whatever it is he's asking for help with.
Oh, Mina, my back hurt. Give me your hand so you know I can get up these chairs. Mina. Always falls for it.
At this point, at this stage of Poppy's career, what he does it to me, I'm just giving it to him because it's the right thing to do. Nina's not. She's legitimately falling for it.
It's real easy to talk a big game on the internet and be like, duh, that's his thing, don't do it. But once the game expanded to like helping him with a cell phone he could get you, it's impossible to be like, I'm not gonna help you, because if you say no to him, he'll just pretend he wasn't trying to get you, and then that clip goes viral, and you look like a jerk.
He doesn't get any help from me. I saw him fall down the stairs once, and I just watched him because I knew it was a trick. And then, you know, when the ambulance came and it turned out to be a real fall, I felt a little bit bad, but he asked for it. It's boy incredible.
To prey on my affection for him, my genuine, caring nature, no, I didn't think he had it in him. And after that, I don't think I would ever underestimate him again. It's like time slows down. It's like the Matrix, right? Where you're kind of seeing bullet time. And the second it's happening, it's my brain, it's like it feels like I'm swimming in jello.
Fetal position on the floor, the greatest triumph ever. I feel bad about it. No, he doesn't feel bad about it. Look at his smile on his face.
I'm like almost out of body seeing myself get fooled, yet powerless to stop myself from falling in the same trap over and over. It's harrowing, really.
She is unusual in that I believe that my father can get Stugatz and Mina whenever he wants, that they just have sort of a chip missing, that they're never going to learn what needs to be learned in order to be victorious there.
I have a dumb chip in my brain. Hers is more of a naive chip.
There have been times where I'm watching at home, I'm watching Highly Questionable, and I see it coming. I say, oh, don't do it, Mina. Don't do it, don't do it.
Her inability to remember that Poppy's literal only move is the handshake get is consistently disappointing for me. And I'm actually worried that at some point Mina's career might hit a certain ceiling.
Every time she gets got, it's just shocking. It's shocking that somebody that smart could be so naive and so gullible. And I think that just shows you how nice she actually just is, because she is just enamored by Poppy, and she's the ultimate cornerback with the short memory because she forgets every single time.
I think more of Mina because of it, because she gets got because she's a compassionate person.
I'm just going to lean in on this, and I think that she's just the nicest person in the world. She cannot imagine that somebody would treat her in such a way. And I understand why she feels that way, but at some point she's going to have to get hip, man. That man don't care about how we feel.
She falls for Poppy's puppy dog eyes. You know Mina is a sucker for dogs, and he gets her every time.
No, I had a video here.
A video?
Yeah. Who's this guy?
That's my dog.
That's right.
Oh, I got it! Oh my God!
Oh, yes! I should have seen it coming, but I always should have seen it coming. It's like a hallmark of all the great villains, right, throughout history, is that they use your family and your loved ones and your pressure points.
Sometimes when you talk about history's greatest criminals, they develop a taste for blood.
Using my own dog!
Poppy has used Lenny against Mina, and I know that broke Mina's heart.
I think all's fair in love and war and handshakes, and the fact that Mina was so easily distracted by a video of her own fur child again reveals some of those weaknesses that she has to work on.
I take comfort in knowing that Lenny did not know he was being used that way, that he was but a pawn in Poppy's cruel game.
Lenny, complicit.
Lenny wasn't complicit. Don't no.
Yeah, he was complicit. Yeah, he was complicit.
He was not complicit.
You don't look at the video because of Lenny.
Lenny's my buddy. Are you kidding me? We work together.
Lenny, if you were actually complicit, be silent.
No, that does not, you can't keep doing that. It doesn't make sense. He's not complicit. You are not complicit.
At this point, if Poppy would find a way to use Myrtle against me, he better not. Don't give him any ideas. It will break me as a person if Myrtle turns against me for Poppy.
No one ever takes my side. Have you ever seen like the responses to the videos, or it's a lot of victim blaming, it's a lot of what were you thinking, it's a lot of Poppy is king, Poppy is El Rey. No one ever turns on that man. No one. And honestly, they should.
Well, maybe she's absent-minded. Maybe she trusts me a great deal.
I didn't want to go here in this interview. I don't want to victim blame. That's not who I am as a man, as a person, as a Christian. But at a certain point, if you get got 15 times, on number 15, you got to ask yourself, did I want to get got this whole time? And that's terrible of me to say. I would never wish that upon anybody. I am the father of a daughter, but at some point, personal responsibility has to enter the equation.
She is not a great handshaker, but she's a nice person, I guess.
14 times, maybe. 14 times, do not blame the victim at all. 15 times, though. On the 15th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, no victim blaming. 15, and it's not her fault. 15. I didn't want to go here in this interview. I don't want to victim blame. That's not who I am as a man, as a person, as a Christian. But at a certain point, if you get got 15 times, on number 15, you got to ask yourself, did I want to get got this whole time? And that's terrible of me to say. I would never wish that upon anybody. I am the father of a daughter, but at some point, personal responsibility has to enter the equation.
you, Pablo.
I think that she enjoys getting fooled by me, as a matter of fact, you know. I think that if she doesn't get fooled by me, she wouldn't be happy.
I guess it's better to be the worst, the most humiliated, the least successful, the most shamed than not to be remembered at all. And hopefully it'll be a future where he doesn't try to do this to anyone anymore, because honestly, it's been enough. Enough is enough.
Poppy on camera is great television. Poppy off camera would get canceled. Like television canceled. Yeah, mostly television canceled.
I think Dan's mom says this to him a lot, says, I'd like to remarry the guy that shows up on TV because that's nothing like the gentleman that I married.
When you're watching HQ, do you recognize the man you see on TV?
Papi never come home. Gonzalo does. I want Papi home. Send him home.
Papi versus Gonzalo is a war that's being waged in one man's head and has been for years. And the tough part is externally you can't tell when he's Papi and when he's Gonzalo.
He's just a completely different person when the camera's on, when that little red light is on. It's showtime for him. And I'm beginning to think that's the real him.
If Gonzalo needed help working an iPad or borrowing my pen, you want to help Gonzalo, but then it's Papi that's gonna get you. Gonzalo's never gotten me. You can put that on my little lower third. Never gotten by Gonzalo, but I have gotten got by Papi.
The legacy will be that the only thing that could stop the old man was a global pandemic.
Growing concerns about the deadly coronavirus officially hitting the U.S.
And just as a society, just forget about shaking hands. We don't need to shake hands. We got to break that custom.
Handshakes are done. One could argue they were kind of done a while ago, but now they're definitely done. We can't do it. Pablo's friend Tony told us no handshakes anymore. So I think we're about to see, once this all ends, if Papi can truly be great.
Yeah, Papi's gonna be stuck. He doesn't have any other moves.
He might start mooning people from a distance, because my father has done that his entire life. My father has enjoyed mooning people.
What is Thor without his hammer? What is Zeus without his lightning bolts? What is the world's greatest villain without his preferred weapon? It's funny, I just felt a chill. I felt a physical chill when I was imagining what he would do next. I don't want to find out.
Are high fives also a thing of the past? Because I won't feel safe until both handshakes and high fives, and people handing you a pen, and people asking for help getting up, or people asking for your phone, pretty much any act involving two human beings touching. Until all of that is gone, I will never feel truly safe.
Inside of me, there's been this flicker of hope, and it's because Papi can't get me right now. He can't hurt me anymore. It feels so good to say that. He can't hurt me.
I don't think any of us should even for a moment let down our guard, regardless of whether we're a chair away from Papi or several states away. He will find some way, probably someone else will have to technologically set it up for him and tell him how to use it, but he will find a way to get us, even if we're not in the same room.
As long as there's hair on his head to slick back, I think he can pull off the fake handshake.
I don't want to think about a future in which Papi can never get someone again. That world will never exist because there'll always be Mina Kimes out there.
Papi's back, you all of you. Here you have it.
Oh, he is back.
That's right.
That was
He's
very
back.
dramatic, inappropriate.
Can you on your phone?
Sure.
No! 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 I can't believe it! She fell for it again!
The king of the fake handshake.
It hurts. I'm not gonna lie. It hurts being humiliated. It hurts watching his ne'er-do-well son celebrate something that he had no part in. But I'm a loving person. Maybe I'm a little too loving, honestly, based on what's happened here. And that's not gonna change just because one old man has made it a little bit harder to love.
He's going to get her again. And he's probably going to get her with a fake elbow bump instead of a handshake. And it's going to count just the same.
Papi's last shake, whenever it comes, will be just as clear as day as the first one when it comes to Mina Kimes. She'll be the only one who didn't see it coming.
No, you know what Mina did? I was happy to meet her, so it's such a pleasure to meet you. And I go like that, and she went like, no. So I wasn't going to do anything, but she wouldn't shake my hand.
Once he realized something worked, he was going to go to it over and over and over again. Of course, what he figured out worked was Mina and Pablo.
What's it been like being quarantined with Papi the past few months?
To do it with Papi would have been fun. But no, I did it with Gonzalo, and it's like another virus. I've been trying to get a date with Papi for 10 years. The one that come home is more like a nerd. It's like bringing Pablo home.
Even just off camera chilling, I would like to think that Papi is way cooler than Pablo.
He got decides to be shoved into a locker though, you know? That's right. That might not be a bad idea. I gotta try that again. He got decides to be shoved into a locker though, you know?
I have the size to be shoved into a locker,
That might not
though.
be a bad idea. I gotta try that again.
It would not be a bad idea. You got to try that again. I thought we had moved past this as a society, honestly. I thought that we had moved past this as a company. I'm the size to be shoved into a locker, though.
I think Pablo could fit into a locker. I mean, Pablo probably knows. He knows exactly how hard it was to get in there all those times that he was put in there. So maybe you should ask him.
I get the feeling with Papi's inclinations, he looks at Pablo and sees someone that he himself once stuffed into a locker.
He's become, and you can thank the show for it, he's become savage. He's become a savage.
Papi was born to play this game. Is it frustrating? Yes. Is it infuriating? Yes. Does it suck that the internet thinks it gives them the right to make fun of you? Yes. Papi is still perceived as the nicest man, even though he is constantly tricking the people who are just trying to do their jobs.
I hope now that people realize what he is, because he's not nice. And if you watch these videos, if you watch any of these videos of what he's done to his victims, yeah, he's Hannibal Lecter, man.
I'm really looking forward to meeting Papi. He's beloved by all, well, all except for maybe Pablo and Mina. But I am looking forward to meeting with him, and if we do, it would have to be under certain parameters and certain guidelines, meaning no cell phones, no cameras. I can't have video of Papi housing me floating around the internet.
Like all great rivalries, and I know somebody is going to immediately respond to that and say it's not really a rivalry if you look at the statistics, there's an undercurrent of love, you know, in our relationship, and I only want the best for him.
Papi is a job creator. All these people, every single one of them has a nicer car or a nicer crib than they had before, strictly because of Papi. That is what his legacy is. He is a stimulus package.
He's clearly the greatest Lebetard in the history of sports media. So that is a legacy, although it's not quite that impressive.
Papi is an iconic ESPN personality, and we also happen to employ his son Don.
My greatest professional blessing has been able to work next to my old man late in life and have him, be here next to me daily during retirement. It has been a pleasure to hand the show over to him, but I do like to say the line, I gave my father a television show and the stole it from me.
If you could track shaking your head and saying, Papi got me, they're going to put them all together as montage to end it.
No.
Papi got me.
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 Papi got me. Papi got me.
Papi got me, his only son. No, wait a minute. I'm not his only son. His own son. He got his own son. Papi got me.
Oh, don't worry about it. Don't feel bad about what happened to you. You were fooled by the very best in the business, so you should wear that badge of honor. They're easy to get, but I'm also that good, you know?
Oh, you want me to watch this?
Yeah.
No, that was
Sorry, I got distracted. I'm done.
Because I wore a sweet cardigan, Papi said, oh, that cardigan's so sweet. I want to make sure that no one else ever sees how sweet a cardigan that is ever again on TV, because it's that intimidating to everybody else, because the cardigan is that sweet. This is the sweetest cardigan anyone's ever seen.
Papi certainly loves Dan more than he loves me. But Totally different discussion.
If you had to choose between Dan and Poppy, who would you pick?
I take the fifth. I pick Bomani.
Nobody told me the platform moves. It swivels. You guys never screenshotted or spotlighted. Everyone just assumed I don't know how to jump from point A to point B.
Which old man has devastated you more, Poppy or Tom Brady?
I'm not answering that question. You guys are